No.
All right, welcome to another episode of Hypoghettocally Speaking. I'm your host,
Hey.
B, in the building as usual.
It's your president speaking, Vic for president.
This is Reese.
Miss Texas Beauty.
Philosophical P.
Paul.
God damn.
And it's Megan.
All right, so y'all know that I like to check in. Mental health is big for me, so I like to ask y'all every week, how was your week? So, Vic, how was your week, man?
It was all right, but I had a, how can I say this? A Caucasian encounter.
So you had an issue with a white person?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll take, what did you call it? A Caucasian encounter. Bad. That's not too bad, Miss Reese. I know we just met, but how was your week?
My week has been great. It's been uneventful, smooth, like shrimp butter sauce.
Like shrimp butter sauce. If that's not, I'll come back. Miss Texas Beauty, how was your week?
Mine was pretty long. I lost a family member, but I'm okay. I'm here and I'm in positive mindset.
We're sorry to hear
Sorry
that.
about that.
And Paul and Miss Megan, how were y'all week?
It was cool. Saw some family and had the homie over, and kicked it. Chill.
Miss Megan?
My week was restful, long-awaited rest. So
My
good.
weekend was full of, buying stuff. So expensive, and now we're here. All right. Don't have kids if you can't afford them, by the way. So we're going to go straight into the hypothetical. It's short and simple, nothing too big. We got a lot of ladies on the panel, so this is really for them. If y'all want to answer, by all means. But it's more so for them. So, hypothetically speaking, if there was one, not two, not three, just one particular physical attribute you could change and make it something else, what would it be?
Of yourself?
Yeah, yourself.
Okay.
No one else. Yourself.
You asking people to just be vulnerable.
Yeah, yes, I'm asking people.
What you want to change about yourself? Go ahead. You go first.
Vic.
Oh. Well, you go first.
Well,
Okay.
Mike.
I was thinking.
Okay, we sorry.
So
You can be honest with us.
yeah, I really ain't got.
We ain't gonna tell nobody.
I'm on a podcast.
Right. I'm like, why you ask this question?
I'll make it easy. I'll say something first for them.
Okay, yeah, go on, break it.
My diabetes.
Physical. No.
That's physical.
No.
That's physical.
That's the
No.
That's physical.
Nah. We're not talking about illness. We're talking about physical. You're yes, I did.
State that.
Yes, I
You
did.
didn't say,
By
you didn't say
physical
illness.
by
You didn't say that's
so
physical.
so physical appearance. So you can't use
you didn't say
diabetes. Well, I've changed it. So now you can't use diabetes. So where are we at? Miss Texas Beauty? What do you want to change? What do you want to fix?
about my physical appearance.
Yeah. Talk to me.
Well, I'm getting in the gym, so I would like to get a little bit more healthier, lose a few pounds.
Oh, that was mine. That's what I was about to say.
You know,
That wasn't honest.
hey, that was honest.
I'm sorry. I'm
That was
sorry.
sincere.
I'm sorry.
That was
I don't
honest.
feel like anybody's gonna be honest about this right now.
Yeah, I want y'all to just go and tell me.
I'll be the
I
first.
would say-
anything.
I just
Hold
was
on.
honest. I want to lose some weight. Like,
I want to lose some weight.
Okay, I got
Hold
you.
on. I'll work within the frame of your question.
Yes, there you go.
I would like
Paul.
to get my hair back. You know what I'm saying? Hey, all I want is a taper fade. You know what I'm talking about?
I can
That's
respect
it.
that you want to fade.
You know
I
what
can
I'm saying?
respect
I mean,
it.
it's okay. It look good, but I'm,
Yeah, fade in the next
I miss
race.
my
I hear you,
taper.
my boy.
That's it.
All right. See, that was vulnerability. That
There
was
you
I
go.
want my hair back.
What about you then?
Top back.
That's
what about
vulnerable
you?
saying you want to lose weight.
yeah, that's not
Because that's
not
mine
vulnerable.
too. I want to
No.
be
All
smaller.
right, so let me tell you mine. And it wasn't this until LaFair outed me like 2 weeks ago live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Told the whole world I wasn't 6 feet. Look, on live. So
We could tell that from you saying.
no, but you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised that they can't. The way that the camera, they can't.
They're not that smart.
No, but he told them. He was like, nigga. Yeah. So if I could be like,
And there were gunshots.
if I could be like 6'2", that'd be straight. That'd be straight. That'd be something I wouldn't mind. Now, Miss Reese, where are we at?
I'd be a little shorter. You can have
That's
my
a
height.
good one.
You can
Y'all
have my
switch.
height.
Y'all can switch.
That's a good
Look,
one.
I don't like the way this is going.
That's
No
good.
question. Don't like. Well, you never really picked because you picked diabetes, and I need something that's not
That's the only
diabetic.
thing I would change.
Oh, stop it!
For real.
Come on, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with a brother loving himself.
Yeah, but everybody let themselves. But everybody got that one quirk. If they could tweak, they tweak.
He wasn't
And I
ready to
told
be
you.
vulnerable today.
Huh?
But no,
He
it's,
wasn't
it's
ready.
nothing about being vulnerable. I'm very vulnerable, but I've grown to accept myself for what I am.
I'm not saying not
I
accept
agree.
you. So this is all right. I got you. I'm gonna
Because-
keep going.
All right. So when I was in 8th grade, I had a growth spurt. I got taller than everybody. 9th grade hit, everybody was taller than me.
Shit, man.
So,
That's what happened in my life.
It never. It skipped you.
so
No, like in 6th grade, I was taller than everybody else in the class. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be tall. By the time we got to 7th grade,
throw this nigga in there.
that ain't it.
You
Your hands don't even look like a tall
God
man's
damn.
hands.
No.
You cannot be tall with Burger King hands.
I feel like you can. Though.
Burger King Whopper.
I feel like you can because my brothers are all taller than me. They don't have big hands. So I
shit.
feel like that doesn't really measure. But I got you.
I think you're proportioned. That's what I'm trying to say. Your
She
hands
snap-
match the
she
rest
snapping.
of your body.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow. I'm proportioned.
I'ma just push my Burger King. I'm gonna wait till you talk about something else.
Hey, first off,
God damn.
this is the kind of conversation I've been wanting to have.
Oh, nigga.
You know, just everybody gonna get the laugh. It's gonna be like a good episode.
We gonna be
bro.
honest.
Yeah, that's why I want y'all to be honest and tell me, and don't tell me height, and don't tell me weight. Like, tell me what it.
But that's the biggest thing for
I just
women.
wanna
Like
wear
how
high
much you
heels and not be
weigh.
taller than everybody.
That's
I'm
a big
model
thing.
height. I
See,
don't want
I
to
can
be model
respect that. I
height.
can
No,
respect
that's
I can
because I'm
respect that.
5'8", and like when you growing up, all the little short girls get all the cute guys because it's like
And you taller than all
you
the
taller
boys.
than everybody, all the boys. Until you get to high school and college, and it's be like, okay, it's equal. But to that point, like
And even now, you know,
I'm gonna
like
have one day.
But you ain't gotta worry about that
okay,
no more.
he got one
I
thing.
figured.
What is it?
Sew my hat on.
you want to get
But I can't 'cause my hat
You
on
good?
right
Don't
now.
even think about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so he said you
Look
want
at your
your.
sad.
Yeah, so like, hair do not grow.
See, and I'm in reverse. I wish that shit didn't grow right here, but it won't stop. But I got you.
You pretty hairy.
Because if I grow my
Look at
beard,
your
I'm like a
arms.
homeless man.
You should
God
see my
damn.
legs.
No,
I
she's
could
fucking
imagine you got
dope.
damn.
But this the thing.
God,
Look at how
what's
strong
going
your
on?
hairline is. Y'all saw that compliment? You see how strong the hairline is?
It was all putting, but I can respect it. I do got a
That
good
was a good
hairline,
one.
and
You
I
do.
appreciate
A
it.
lot of men wish that they had that. I'm not trying to cut nobody ass.
Oh, it's all
She just
good.
being
It's all
honest.
good.
No, she being honest.
She
She just being
because they was like you
honest.
being mean. I'm not trying to cut nobody's ass by saying.
That's what
No,
you
that-
call New York
Oh, you
honesty.
never heard that? Y'all know I'm not from here.
Yeah, that's that New York shit.
That's
So-
New York honesty.
So when you say I don't want to cut nobody ass, that mean I'm not dissing them. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm
fucking
not
with
trying to. I'm not
Yeah,
trying to
yeah, I
play
got
you.
you. I
I'm
got
just
you.
saying that I
I
know
get
a
you.
lot of guys I've noticed
She
that
said she ain't
once
tryna
you
diss
get
you.
30, a lot of times
But she
men don't
called
have
your
hair. They,
hand
I know a lot of
Burger
guys that are boys around this age, and they wish they had their hair back. So look at you winning,
Winning.
waking up with that W every day,
Every day.
with that strong hairline.
Yeah, yeah,
Alright?
yeah.
All them 6 foot niggas is
Yeah,
bald though.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You niggas ain't got no hair. You
Everybody
niggas ain't got no hair. Yeah, all right.
Right.
So, so I'm gonna go into more. I usually don't do this. I'm gonna go into more what has occurred this week with somebody I know, and then bring it into a full conversation so that we can speak on it, right? So a young lady that I know went on a dating site. Not gonna name the dating site, but she got on there, met a guy, began to date this guy, and 2 months later, she didn't find out his entire life is a complete lie. I'm talking about his name ain't even his name. The amount of kids he got ain't the amount of kids he got. Where he live, where he work, the entire thing. And this nigga done met her family. Met moms. She done met his parents, and his entire life is a complete and utter lie.
How long they was talking?
Huh?
How long they was
They were talking for like 3 months.
How did she meet his family, and his family didn't out his life being a
But see,
lie?
so this is the part though. It was a complete lie for about 2 months. He met her family, and on the way to meet his family, because his family lives in Louisiana. Before they got there, hey, I wanted to tell you something.
Oh wow.
Because when you call me this name, he knew they gonna be like, why are you
Right.
calling him that? That's not his name.
Right.
Right. And by the way, I know I said I had one kid, but I got 2 kids and two baby mamas, and they're not the same person.
It's a trap.
And I know I told you I had a 12-year-old, but I got a 12-year-old and a 9-month-old, so the baby is pretty recent. And I know I told you I'm from this city, but I never really lived in that state.
So what are we talking about?
So what I've gathered through her story is women that are single, not all. I don't want to like dump y'all in it, but especially if they're looking for a relationship or trying to find something and they are missing red flags.
Okay, I think that's one of the biggest problems. I don't think, and I know it sounds crazy, I don't think that women that are single should be looking for relationships. I think that you should spend that time investing in being the best you that you can be. And then that person, because everything's going to align correctly, will come into your life. Something is not where it needs to be. So you're looking for a relationship, you're not going to find it. And that's how you wind up settling for whatever, because you want something so bad, you're so desperate for it, you go for shit like this. Not knowing somebody's real everything. First of all, you probably was moving too fast.
I was just about to say that.
that's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
asked
Because
you,
in
how
3
long-
months, they already being family.
But what I'm saying is the red flags were
She saw him.
well, yeah, because
She desperate.
because the he came and met her first, like came down here, and then she went down there to to visit him. It was a whole debacle where he wound up leaving her in a whole nother city. Like,
so they wouldn't stand in the same city?
what do you mean?
Well, they were staying in the same area?
No, she from here. He not from here.
So he's not staying here.
No, he not staying here. And then where he live versus where he work is a whole nother city. So she went to the city where he works. Whole big old mix up. He wind up leaving her, and for like the next 5 hours, she in the city by herself.
She knew what was going on. She wanted it so bad.
And still, after being lost for about 5 hours, and this nigga not answering your phone calls, or you not being able to get back to the hotel, still, that's before we meet family. So still,
so
This
this is what I'm
getting
saying.
worse. This
You
is
were
worse.
right.
so it got worse. Like
So
now
That
we gonna
works
go.
for her.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
the first, she did this to herself.
She did.
From that first thing, he probably did something before she even went to that city where he lived.
Yeah.
That was sus.
Yeah.
Something on the phone, some texting, some calling, some something, and she ignored it. She
Yeah.
keeps on ignoring it. That's how people wind up in these relationships, and they're like, I didn't know. You knew.
Yeah.
You knew from a week.
Yeah.
2 weeks of talking to somebody.
Yeah.
It's not consistent. Stuff is funny.
Yeah.
It don't seem like it's
Red
adding up.
flags,
yeah.
Your judgment, your gut feeling told you
One
you're ignoring
instant.
it because you know what? You're looking for something.
Yeah.
She probably was on Bumble. Sorry,
No, it wasn't Bumble.
you said you didn't want to say
but
because I just said Bumble because ain't that where the girls holler at the guys?
Well, no, he slid at her.
Regardless of
Yeah.
whatever they meant.
But and so I think one of the biggest things about the situation is this young lady, because she was at that point not looking for a relationship, trying to fix herself. She had decided to be celibate for 6 years. But when he came along and he said, "We gonna be together, you mine, I'm yours," then she fucked him, and then so that whole celibate that you been holding for 6 years for the right guy is now out the window. It's gone. Like you didn't wasted it on the nigga who wasn't even like worth.
It's not wasted. A saint is a sinner that fell down and got up.
No, I'm not even coming from the sin point of view. I'm
I'm
just
just
saying.
saying she could pick herself back up. She felt obligated now. I slept with him. I didn't sleep with anybody in 6 years. So now you gonna put your good judgment to the back burner because now you slept with him, so you feel like you owe it something.
That's a part that I never thought about. She fucked him, so now
She feels
I
obligated.
gotta try to make this shit work,
right?
because I didn't gave this nigga the goodies.
She
How
feels obligated.
how long? I'm not in a dating scene. You in a dating scene? Well, you're not dating, but you single. How long are we making niggas wait these days?
Until he earned the coochie.
What? I didn't
That's what I'm
time-
saying. There's no
need
time
a
limit.
time-
We're grown. Is everybody in this room over 30?
Yeah.
All right. So this is
Yeah.
not.
It's not a time limit, but still, like, if he can show me quality.
So what are the
and-
markers that he gotta? This is this, and then we can talk coochie.
Well, for one, he got to present himself as a man. For one, two.
What does that mean to you?
that means like showing himself like authentic, like no liar, no BSing, all that narcissistic shit. Like I don't cuss out. It's
No,
going
you
on.
can curse.
None of that. You know, I don't want to see that. I'm looking. I know what I want and I know what I'm looking for. So when I meet a guy, like. Sometimes you can meet a guy, hell, and you know he checks off all the boxes, and it can be within like 2 months, and y'all connect. It's all about a connection to me.
So what about when the nigga is checking all the boxes, and then he a bullshit ass nigga? So how do we get to that point? If he checked off all the boxes,
Well, see, that goes back to what
Good
Reese.
bullshitter.
yeah, but I'm saying they always scream gut. I can see red flags. So if this nigga was bullshit, what part of that, when you say he checked off all the boxes, you didn't see?
No,
I
the
need
thing
answers.
is, she saw all and felt all of them. She ignored it, just like she was saying. So if you don't know yourself, you don't know who you're looking for.
Right.
So if she's looking for something out there consistently, she that's why people fall into narcissistic relationships. They don't know what a narcissist is, so they making up excuses of like, oh, he don't mean nothing. Oh, he probably just checking on his, his kids. He not sleeping with the baby mom. That type of woman is always looking for excuses. But if you know yourself, you like, this don't feel right. Then you start to trust yourself. You start to trust your intuition. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you a story. Maybe like way before, me and P got together, I dated this dude and checked off all the boxes. I mean, paid for everything, took me out, flew me out there to where he stayed, paid for all my food, all that kind of stuff. On paper, I mean, he looked legit. We clicked, all that kind of stuff. Didn't start being like funny until like maybe a year and a half later. Not
When you say being funny, what you mean?
Inconsistent.
Now
he switched up.
So now I'm like, I had to take some time, and I'm like, when I'm thinking about it, I'm starting to grow and I'm starting to learn myself. He been that way. I'm just not seeing it. So I can't run into that same type of dude no more because now I already know what to look for.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I gotta say something.
Yeah.
I have to say something. So this happens more frequently than people know.
Exactly.
Like adults lie. I was dating somebody last summer that lied about his whole life. He had like 4 different aliases. He moved from a different state. He lied about being in a fraternity and he went to another state and lied about being in a fraternity and got outed in the different state and was here in Houston with the fraternity guys. They never even knew he wasn't really in a fraternity. So he was lying to men too. He was just really good at lying. That nobody ever picked up on it until he went out of town. Had a Facebook page with stuff on it, wound up deleting the Facebook page. He apparently left town and everything. Dudes were looking for him. Like everything was a lie. Everything. Shit happens.
No, so this is the question though. Like how much of it is a nigga full of shit versus he done found out something about you where he like, you full of shit and that's where the funny shit happens.
No. That's not how it happens. It's not. Because women by nature, we're nurturing. So we're never gonna go into things with like total malicious intent unless a woman is looking for a man to take care of her. Yeah. Then she might be a gold digger. But if she's really with the guy,
but we talking 95% of women right now.
No. Because 95% of women are not looking for somebody to take care of them.
They really
absolutely they are. Okay.
All right, you're generalizing.
I am, and I do that.
And you can't do that because you're married, so you don't even know what 95% of women are looking for.
I do.
You don't.
But we have women on here every week, and I've come to the conclusion
but
that 95% of women.
No, but your numbers are in
Are they birds?
Your numbers up like gas prices.
And women, and listen, where I'm from,
from,
women are not like the women here, so I don't even encounter that.
No,
this is a new thing for me.
No, I'm not even saying Houston women. I'm saying women in general.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Women in general, you cannot generalize women because I don't know women like that. I never grew up with women like that. My mother wasn't like that. The women around me weren't like that. You were always taught that
so
look, mother may have, a father may have, but God bless the child to have
so
their
you're
own.
not in the 75%. That's cool. But the other 75%, these motherfuckers, somebody just knocked it. These motherfuckers want to be taken care of. And I think the big issue is they'll mistake being taken care of as love. And so then they allow a nigga to do fuckery. They allow if a nigga buying you a purse, a nigga paying your bills, the nigga making sure.
They know that's not love. Yes, they do because
I
know those women too. I know those women. Yeah. So
I'm gonna say something.
You don't know what I do for a
Hold
living.
what you got. Yeah. Nobody move but me. Once again, this episode of This Nigga Don't Speak For Me. Because I know a lot of niggas that ain't shit. I know a lot of niggas.
Thank you.
But see,
I do
that's
too.
the frame. Like, I never said niggas wasn't.
Hold on.
I said niggas ain't shit, but I want
I'll
women
let you
to
drive all
admit
the
the
way to the
shit.
store. It's on my,
Was
my
you in the
turn.
back, though? Was you in the car?
I was in the Uber next to you. You know what I'm saying?
I need you in the vehicle, Vic.
No, not on this one. The reason I say that, because I know nigga to this day that's on that shit. Like, to catch a con, you got to be a con, because you got to know what to look for. Like you said, after she seen it, now she know what not
What to look for. Yep.
So,
A
what
year- you want me to believe a year and a half, though?
I'll let you ride. Let me go. Hold on. We can sing together, but we can't talk together. So look. Example.
Better be good.
Women in the media today that's like, oh, I don't need no nigga and all that shit. Or, as we call them, birds.
So all of them. All right,
That's not-
continue.
Once again, this nigga don't speak for me.
Oh, my bad. 75%. My bad.
Yeah. Whatever, his number's inflated. Yeah, we need to get him a gas station. But so I feel like that genre, because they lost. Oh, I wouldn't say lost. They lost. It's like they don't know themselves. And they don't
Oh, that
know-
generation.
Yeah,
All right, I got you.
that area. They might run into that more frequently than other women. I'm not saying other women don't run into that, but that's who blasted after it happens to them. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So that's why you see that. You got some women that's like they've been through it once and it's like it's never gonna happen again. Then you got repeat offenders that's the only nigga they go to. That nigga that ain't shit. So that's what I say.
But that's what I'm saying. At what point is it he not shit versus she not shit? Because if he done stood around, not you personally, but if a nigga done stood around for a year and a half, come on, man. He invested money, time, and effort. When was it? How is it completely he not shit? If we didn't been in this relationship for a year and a half, she said on paper, he's paying bills, he's paying for flights, he's paying for everything is checking. Why do we get to the point that he's the one that's not shit?
It's his behavior.
Yeah.
It's not the fact that he was
behavior.
buying anything.
Yeah.
It was the fact that he switched up and he thought that because he paid for things that
Yeah.
he can do what he wants.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
It
Girl,
does.
I done paid for this, your whole outfit. I switched up your whole everything. So now I'm going to smack you when I want to. That's not how it
That's
goes.
called control.
Yeah,
That's not love. That's control.
Right. And it's
that's
like,
not what I
it's
said.
manipulation.
And the thing about what you were saying before, when you said when does it get to a point where he not shit versus she not shit, is that the reason why she not shit in certain situations is because she didn't do it again. Everybody can be naive in a certain area, but once that lesson is learned and you like, okay, God, I ain't never doing this again. Now I
Right.
know what to look for, and you changing. That's growth. You can't say
Right.
I'm not shit because my heart was right, or any other woman who been through that was right. I was a counselor for years, and I work with a lot of women. So the women you saying they're in their situation, they're not looking for love. They're looking for stability. They're looking for survival.
Mhm.
That's totally different than another caliber of women who's not looking for survival. They're looking for companionship. So the women that are looking for companionship are learning as they go. So they might meet some
Right.
busters here and there, and then they finally meet a good guy, and they're like, okay, oh my gosh, I can breathe. He got my back, blah blah blah. But if that dude looks at you and say, okay, she naive, I can play her.
Right.
That's a whole different mindset.
Because he was wrong.
Because he was wrong. Because he wasn't hurt at the end. He be like, okay, I'll just get somebody else or whatever.
But you know what? When you do wrong, you only got to worry about that wrong coming right back to you. That shit that
Exactly.
you
I'm
put
gonna
out.
agree with both of
exactly.
y'all to a
Close
certain
to
extent. Because
Go ahead, speak on it, sis.
Yeah,
Because
say
if you-
something.
Too close to home.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on, girl.
I'm crying because it's like I went through the same thing recently where I was with a guy and for 3 years, and I think I was so vulnerable to the fact where I just lost 2 parents, where I seen the red flags. I've never been a desperate woman, but I addressed them, but I just made excuses like, oh, well, he said he working all the time. And recently, after 3 years, all the working, I come to find out the girl he messing with lived next door to my apartment. He's saying it's a trap house. Oh, it's the trap house. Okay. So to her credit, like now I see the fact that should I ask it?
You learn.
Now
Say what you
I
want.
learned, like now I've learned, but it's embarrassing because at 36 years old, I've never been through that, but now I'm embarrassed because it's like 36. I've been through this, and I'm just now learning this situation.
No,
now.
that's not
It's
embarrassment.
So-
because-
It's not.
That's not embarrassment because see, you learned. Okay, so let me tell you something, ALB. who knew they was wrong when they was doing it? Did she know she was wrong in a moment, or did he know he was wrong?
But that's not what he
No,
is.
but
He
that's
knew
not.
he
But
was
that's not
wrong.
what I'm saying. I'm saying what led because this is what we do. We like to get to the end, right? But it's a whole like beginning and middle of this shit. Like it's a whole middle. So before we got here, what was going on in here that he was like, "Fuck this shit"? What happened in here where he was like, "Fuck this. I'm finna go do me because this right here ain't what it is."
I'll give you that.
Well, then
answer.
that's a question
Okay.
for dude.
I'll give you that.
That's
answer.
a question for
Okay.
dude.
He
Yeah,
was
go ahead,
he was a
Vic.
narcissist.
Go ahead, Vic, because that happens a lot. Go ahead.
No, you got it, P.
I guess it just depends on context. So it just depends on the relationship, depends on all the little details of how they got from point A to point B to determine on who ain't shit. It just depends. Like we need a scenario, specific, okay, if they had this type of relationship, such and such stepped out on who, okay. And then it just depends on everybody's standards, their perspective, what they looking for. It's so much.
Can I say something?
God damn, that's just giving over me. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Really quick.
I ain't here. Y'all.
Please, no, you're here.
My
Please,
bad,
just
Vic.
let me say it real quick.
Okay.
I know and I heard because in my line of work, people talk around me all day. A lot of times men look for women that will take care of them and they'll feed them, they'll wash their clothes, they'll be sweet to them, they'll give them sex when they want, they'll cook, and they'll do stuff, but they might not like her very much as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever reason that man was stepping out, it was maybe something that he feel like maybe he was being greedy maybe, or something he feel like he wasn't getting, but it was not that something was wrong with you, it's just that he wasn't being fulfilled completely. There's a guy that I know who's married, been married for 25 years, and he comes to my job and literally says that he likes to talk to other women because his wife doesn't stimulate him mentally. But he loves her so much. She has so many wonderful attributes about her, but it's just that she's not the total package for, he doesn't have sex with these women, but he converses. He has the time. He knows when he has to go home. But he just feels like, maybe he wanted something else. So it's not like you were doing something wrong. It was because he wasn't being honest. And that was the worst part.
Absolutely. But I also do feel like he's a guy.
Okay, you next.
You gotta
the trigger finger up.
Sit in the back. No, go ahead. No, it's on you, Vic.
I'm sorry,
I ain't here.
Vic,
Go
go
ahead.
Go ahead.
It's on you, Vic. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
That's
I ain't
on
gonna
you.
be rude. Go ahead.
No, it's on
When I
you.
speak, everybody shut up.
Okay, go ahead. Real quick.
And I was gonna say, like, when I met him, like I said this in the first episode I came here, he wasn't initially my type. He was a guy that chased me, and he was not a guy that I would like normally go for, you know? And I feel like he chased me, and then once he got me, he felt like he didn't have to, oh, okay, I got her. Because he wasn't the guy that I would go for. So now that he got me, he like, oh, I don't know what to do with
Sometimes
her,
that's
so
a-
now I gotta
But I'm
go.
gonna let you
Sometimes that's
go.
a thing with
Thank
men,
you.
though.
Yeah, that's
I got something.
exactly.
Let you go.
Like,
So it's like he knows what to do with me. Now he got me. He don't know what to do with me. Oh, he was so infatuated with me, and then that's another story too. But then it's like, oh, now you got me. You don't know what to do with me. Now you want to creep and do this, and now you narcissist lying and stay in a trap house and
Go, Vic. Go, Vic.
I don't know.
I damn near forgot what I was doing.
I know, right?
But I got it.
know
It's gonna
anymore.
come back after you talking. So I'm gonna try to address your question to the best of my ability. So first thing I want to say is the repeat offenders. They both ain't shit because you have to grow and learn. Everybody gonna fall on their face. Everybody gonna meet somebody and they're gonna do them wrong or whatever the fuck it may be. But you got to learn from that shit. If you're a repeat offender, both y'all ain't shit, and you both know you ain't shit. So that's why you're going through it. Other side. What you was talking about, the breakdown, it don't matter the situation on that. It is communication, right? Now, if you don't see red flags or whatever, or a man or woman, they communicate, okay, this is not what I stand for, this is not what I want to go for. If they step over that line, that's a red flag. You know what I'm saying? So if you have that line of communication, these are my red flags, don't do this, and they do that. See, a lot of people, they just go on it blindly, like, oh, he like me. He's saying, no, you gotta set expectations up front. This is what it is. This is what it ain't. And a lot of people don't do that in today's generation. So that's why if you red flags, they don't see them because they didn't have that conversation. So it's like, do I address this or do I don't address this? Like me, this is black and white in front, because if you get past this point, I can't deal with that because you stepping on my rules.
Yeah.
I'm not saying rules, but what I stand for.
Your
You know what I'm
boundaries.
saying?
I agree.
And
Yeah,
then-
your boundaries.
Boundaries,
Yeah, that's
your
what I was gonna
boundaries.
say. I agree with you because initially, like, I don't think I have, and I just go back, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but at the end of the day, like, losing 2 parents back to back, like, that was a lot. I didn't have a lot of energy. I loved them, and I seen the red flags, and I addressed them, but I guess hearing that working was good enough at that time. You know, I was naive. I felt, you know, I don't know. But at the end of the day, you're right. I didn't set those boundaries. Like, hey, okay, you working? Well, boom, you can only call me 7 to 9. You can't do that. Then we can't. I should have done it, and I didn't do it. But again, it's the learning lesson. It happened.
Exactly.
And now going forward.
Now that you said that, that's why he say, when do it come a point when the other person, the woman, ain't shit? That's what he gets.
That's my.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's easy. Then it goes back to
That's
what
what I've been
Vic.
trying to say.
I'm fucking all the way around.
That's what I've been
already.
trying to say like the whole time.
Then it goes back to what Vic was saying. It goes back to you keep doing it.
But it's like, if she's seeing the red flag, not her particularly, but a woman is seeing the red flags, but you're allowing me to cross your boundaries. You see it, but then you still allowed me to do it, and then I got away with it. And then you allowed me to do it again. Talk about. Because that's what happens. You allowed me to do it again. That's what was happening. What's up? Every time she saw something, she allowed it again. And allowed it again. And allowed it again. So at what point was he wrong? Because it's like, you're letting me do it. So I don't see it being wrong because you know I'm on some fuck shit, but you allowing me to be on the fuck shit.
No, I didn't know he was on no fuck shits, but one.
Your red flags told you that.
Yeah, my red flags told me that, and I don't know. This may be taken the wrong way, but I don't know. I'm still emotional. But if you love me and you know I've just lost parents mentally, and you either let me go. You let me go. You love me enough. You let me go, or or what up?
People. I was gonna say men, but people are like children. Children.
Okay,
people that got kids. Your children will only do what you allow them to do. Right? You see what I'm saying? So you're allowing this man to do certain things when you know it should be.
They gonna go behind your back and do that shit anyway. When your kids get older, you gonna see. They gonna do stuff you don't want them to do.
No, I get that. But I'm saying the facts don't change though. Like right now, they're gonna do what you allow them to do. It's the same thing with adults. Like if you give him the feet and then you don't check it, he gonna take some more.
Shit.
But I'm saying that's gonna continue to happen in relationship after relationship. If you see it and don't check it up front, he's gonna be like, she didn't check it. She must be okay with it.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
She must be cool with what I'm doing.
She went through a traumatic experience in her life.
So
she wasn't even in the same type of mind frame.
So that's what I was gonna say. Hold on, real quick.
She couldn't call her mama.
Absolutely, I couldn't.
You couldn't call your family. I know, though. It's okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay, mama.
So he took advantage of her vulnerability at that time in her life.
Yeah.
And I'd have just met you. You seem like a really, really decent, sweet woman. A lot of times people just get fucked over because people, unless you cut them off, they will continue to keep taking from you.
Oh, yeah.
If you keep giving, because like I said before, women we're nurturing by nature.
Yes.
Niggas could be like, I ain't eat. What you want, babe? I'm at this restaurant. I'm gonna come pick you. I'm gonna give it da. Vic is my friend, and I bought him fucking food today because he said it was hungry.
Shout out to Chick-fil-A.
That's just.
That's who we are.
That's who we are. So you're a man. You're never gonna understand what it's like.
No, but what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to understand. I want women to understand the way men operate. I can't speak from her point of view.
So you want us to think like a man and act like a lady?
I don't want you to think like a man. I want you to see that a man will do what he's allowed. And if you keep allowing it in his mind, because we think logical, we're not emotional creatures. Logic says she didn't say nothing. She must be okay with it.
But this is what I said. This is what I'm saying. Every circumstance is different.
1 second. Let me clear that out for y'all. He's not saying y'all wrong. He's trying to put y'all up on game.
I got you, but like what I said was every circumstance is different because let me say something. As a woman, there's 3 women in this room, right? We operate differently depending on what week of the month it is. You could be way more emotional or receptive to something. You could be mad about something. Like you could go through something. You could have a transitional time in your life and you might not be thinking. Later on, you'll be like, why the fuck did I do that? How stupid was I? What was I thinking? And you be like, I lost my mind for like 2 months.
Okay, so
sometimes it feels
listen,
like
I hear you. The problem is you keep talking about how you move, how you feel, how women are, and every man is saying, we don't care. For your safety, you need to pay attention to what we're telling you about men.
That's true.
So
That's what he's saying.
everybody
That's what
keep
I'm
going back to what this is how women. That's how the world don't revolve around you. Nor when you get with a man, will it revolve around you? It doesn't work. A family unit does not work that way. What's going to happen is you're going to have to submit to a man, and because you
Oh,
submit,
you said that word.
I said it. And because you submit to
It's
him, right?
triggering.
No, it could be, but listen, and because you submit to him, the return of that is that you get what your heart desires. In other words, you don't tell him no, and he should never tell you no.
But that's compromise. That's not submission.
No,
'cause
no,
sub means
that's not, no. You submit, therefore, he can give. Submission means to be open to receive. That's what submission means. So when women hear submit, your mind, because of the stigma of this society, has associated that
Tells
with
you you're a
bondage.
slave and you're not.
But it's not
No,
bondage.
I'm not trying to say
It takes
that.
It takes more strength to be the submitter.
Another thing,
Right, I understand
another
that,
thing,
but
another
we
thing
weren't
we keep
even talking
going
about
around
that.
is that we keep going in circles, right? You have men telling you that with this young lady right here, she just said she experienced something with a guy. He was fucked up. Look, we're not going to disagree with that, but what we are saying is you got the fucking message, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah.
point is, I'm glad you got the message and got out clean.
Right.
No kids, no
Right,
marriage.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only thing you gotta do is mend your broken heart. You got off very easy, considering what a real narcissist would have did. You would have had a soul tie, aka a child, and he would have kept you going for another 20, 30 years. And there wouldn't have been shit you can do about it because the decision was already made. So the whole time we going in circles, keep talking and talking and talking, and everybody keeps saying, but see, for women, it doesn't matter for you. Okay, you're in a world where there are vicious males around you, and we're telling you how to move. Listen, if one man in here decides to go off, right? If one man, no matter how short AOB may be, and he feels short,
Where are you back at that?
And Harry.
Where are you back at that?
So you calling him a hobby?
Get off my baby cub like that. My little bear cub.
Hold on.
Listen, listen.
I don't know
We
where
talking
this is
shit
going.
right now, but listen. No
But
matter
I don't
how
like it
short
at
he
all.
may be. No, listen.
I don't like this shit at all.
Listen. No matter how short or whatever a woman want to
What
complain
the
about him,
fuck?
he's
Okay,
still a
listen,
man.
that's a slug.
Which means he still holds 4 times strength in his hand than you do. So if you decide to jump stupid and he decides to not exercise restraint, you will lose.
Yeah, I don't play those games. So
No, listen. You're talking about playing games. Listen, you're making it sick.
Why you jumping on every word I'm saying?
Because what you're doing is trying to find. No, listen.
Get in the camera.
I got it. What you're doing is trying to find a way out of the scenario. But what you fail to realize is that there's no way out of when a violent motherfucker wants to get you. And I'm not talking about just physically violent. I'm talking about people who will beat you down emotionally too. And just like this young lady just experienced, there was nothing she could do to stop that. Number one, she never seen it before, and number two, you wouldn't know how to respond the first time you experienced things. So what we tell her is that, do you understand what you did, your part in it? She said, yeah, I kind of did let it slide. All right, cool. Whether she says because my people died, hey, we don't care about that. Did you see it? Yes. Cool. Now, once you accept the responsibility of your actions, you can be accountable and find power in your accountability so that way you maintain control of it. So the same thing such as, like, the rebuttal of, well, I don't play those games. Listen, you're not going to be able to stop somebody from playing with you, no matter what you do, unless you isolate yourself. Because people, in general,
No, what
are
I was
manipulative.
saying is, when I said I don't play those games, is when you see something, okay, it's a thing we say in New York. You see something, you say something, right? So you see something, and women can attest for this. I know. But we mentally detach before we detach. So that red flag that we ignore a lot of times, basically what the point is, don't ignore the red flags. When you feel the gut feeling, it's probably because it's something.
Listen, we had a discussion earlier where I said once you feel angry, that is your body telling you,
right,
your boundaries been crossed.
Right,
our boundaries been crossed. What happens to people, and I mean this for everybody, mostly women, and damn sure I know for men, is that you listen to society tell you, oh, it's okay, don't brush it off, da-da-da-da-da. No. I tell people, especially my children, and I got daughters and stuff, but my daughters mostly, if somebody does something, immediately respond. Because the moment you decide to go,
shit at that moment,
the moment you decide to go, I'm gonna let it slide, You just gave them a pass. You just told them
Slippery slope.
it's okay. No matter how many times.
Um,
The first time is where it starts.
I mean, I understand.
And that's the only thing
That's why I
I've
ain't
been
got no
saying.
kids in no situation.
Not saying that you're not shit. I said all that to say, when you're allowing it, you're okaying it. You're giving the power. You're saying
What you don't
that is
change,
cool.
you choose. If you don't change it, you choosing it. You're a willing participant in the fuck shit.
And that's the only shit that I was trying to get y'all to admit to and
Oh,
understand.
that's definitely
that
true.
by accepting it, you're.
But basically, she kissed some frogs. You got to kiss frogs to get prince.
Exactly.
Eventually,
You gotta learn.
Exactly.
You gotta
And as a
learn.
woman, it be like this.
First of all, no, stop kissing fucking frogs. Frog is gonna be a frog all his life, all his fucking life. He gonna be a fucking rat or a bitch ass nigga his entire life. Stop kissing them frogs. Find a nigga who's not this motherfucking frog, who identifies where your boundaries are and respects them.
I'm gonna say this, it might come out wrong, but in actuality, you train the person that you with to love you and how to be with you.
Yeah,
So if you don't do that, if you don't do that, like he said, you let shit slide. Once again, a man or human being is gonna keep doing it because they getting away with it.
And I think it's not just men, it's women, it's just people. If you let anybody, a woman too, she gonna keep doing it. She gonna keep taking advantage. So yeah, I think it's on site.
Yeah.
When you see some shit that you don't like, you gotta talk about it. You gotta call it out.
So I've been knowing this man for years. I've been like that since I was knee high to a tadpole. We'd have been in situations and something came up. I speak on that shit. I'm not finna, cause won't be able to sleep. I'll be at home watching.
yeah.
That shit's gonna bother me because I know he gonna try me again. No, my nigga, we speak it up on it. So that's how I learned it a long time ago. That you gotta train everybody that's around you how to deal with you.
Yup.
Like what they can get away with, what they can't. So if you got these red flags, if you got boundaries in yourself that you like, I'm never gonna do, or this person not gonna ever do this to me, or this man not gonna ever call me a bitch. He come home and call you a bitch, and you don't say nothing.
And let's speak on that part. If you have, because every woman has a list, so do men do, by the way, of things they not gonna endure, and everybody has a top tier, that one thing. If they do this, I'm fucking gone. If you allow that top tier thing to be messed with and you don't leave, you fuck for the rest of your life.
True.
That he got you or she got you. That's it. Like he said, for the next 20 years, you just fucked. You probably got 3 kids and 40 before you realize, oh shit, I've been mind fucked. I've been mind fucked.
That happens to so many people. But I feel like a lot of what you're talking about has to do with like certain people. And I feel like if you don't have the right examples of what something is supposed to be, a lot of times with any situation, you go into it blindly.
That's true.
If you don't see how a good relationship is supposed to function, if you don't see how people are supposed to interact, how are you supposed to know to be? You're learning it blindly. It's like teaching yourself to play the piano.
Yeah.
You don't have a teacher.
Yeah, but
Your parents was together forever?
My parents?
Were your parents together
No,
forever?
they got divorced when I was like 15.
Okay, but your parents were together long enough, so in turn, you knew that when you got older, you wanted to get married. So you did that, and you wanted to make it work. But some people get into things where they come from situations where and we talking about, mainly our people because we are
broken homes.
We're brown. So yeah, this comes from what we are surrounded by. You don't got no aunts, no uncles that's married.
You know what? Just to add to what you were saying, just me and my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Hope they not.
Yeah, she watching.
No, she can because this is good for her. But see, I didn't grow up being close to my dad. So there were certain things I had to learn along the way to know how a man should love me. Versus my best friend, her dad was more like my dad, so she kind of already knew. So the dude she married was like straight off top because she knew what to look for. But women who didn't have that, like myself, they dad in the home or a man present had to learn the hard way, had to like go through ups and downs in relationships and figure out what a good guy looked like.
But sometimes even if you have a man in your life, if your daddy ain't shit,
exactly,
what you gonna do?
You looking at it like it's
but at some point we're adults, right? And this is something women say all the time. Well, we have intuition. Well, I need you to use that shit, right?
Everybody's ain't that strong. Just like common sense ain't common.
Yeah,
exactly.
but I'm saying everybody. I've been in relationships before where I knew immediately, this ain't it. Mm-hmm. Though it may it may prolong. I knew
Exactly.
I knew immediately this ain't it. I don't. It doesn't register in my brain that a woman, because women operate off emotion, that emotionally she can't feel. This ain't it.
She knows. That's what
Okay,
I'm
wait,
trying
wait,
to
wait.
But you
say.
said you prolonged it,
You
right?
prolonged. That's exactly
You
what
said you
I.
prolonged
I
it.
knew
Same
it
thing
wasn't
as me.
it.
I knew it wasn't it. Or so maybe I didn't, but I knew the red flags were there. I
That's why you
addressed
can-
them.
yep, that's why you
But
can
that's
reflect.
why, so he would have so much of a great excuse was when we fall into the trap. Oh, and it sound good. It's like, okay, well, I don't got proof. Maybe he is really working a lot.
But
And
I'm
then
sa-
my women's intuition, it took me 3 years from 2020 to 2022 to have a women intuition where it took my ass up out of my house at 7 o'clock at night to drive an apartment complex that was the trap house to see his car was there. And I literally pulled into a driveway. It wasn't even 2 minutes I was there. The girl pulled out of a garage and I seen the same girl.
But what I'm
If that ain't women
what I'm
intuition,
Did it, a girl?
because what I'm
let me
saying
tell
is
some
you
stories about women
you grab it
intuition.
on the part where I say, well, I know it ain't it, but we prolonging. But what I'm saying is that don't necessarily mean I mean harm to her. That don't necessarily mean I mean to fuck over her. I just know it ain't working, and whatever we got going, we'll figure it out. If
No,
it
no,
don't
no,
work,
no,
it
no,
don't
no,
work.
no.
What's happening
no,
right
no.
now? Well, I'm gonna tell you what's happening because I'm just sitting back watching. What's happening? He's speaking in general, and everybody else in the room is taking that shit and putting it in personal. Like,
Because he's married. So he.
but it don't.
But I
he's-
haven't been
he's-
married my entire life.
I know, but that situation you talk about,
besides,
you
it
knew.
don't matter if you're married or not. He's speaking from a man perspective. So if a man doing this, he was like, okay, we need you to identify these red flags, and then y'all bringing up y'all red flags. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just we getting lost in the sauce because he's being general and everybody bringing it in being personal.
I'm speaking in generalities because I just feel like
So,
people do this stuff all the time.
Yes.
You know somebody's not for you. You with them. Prime example, this girl I used to be friends with. Within 2 weeks of dating this guy, she dated him for about a year and a half. 2 weeks, she started complaining. When she started complaining, I asked her, I said, why are you doing this? I said, if you see this now, do you think it's going to get better later? She's like, well, you know, he's this, and this. You're making excuses because you want to see the best in people, because when you go into things, especially as a woman, you want to see the best in people and you hope that maybe you can grow together. Maybe you can work together because you have to learn how to love each other.
Yeah,
But
no,
once
what
again-
y'all be
You have to
hoping is y'all
Hold
can
on.
fix a nigga
But once again,
and
that
build a
argument-
nigga.
Hold up.
That's what it
That
is.
is a problem because
It's
you can't
build a
change
nigga.
anybody.
Hold on.
Like you said, your best friend got her husband ready-made because he was already like that. If you spent enough time with yourself to figure out what you're going to go for and what you're not going to go for as a woman, instead of wanting to be in a relationship so bad, fix yourself first so that you know what you're attracting.
So about the situation you just said, you said in 2 weeks she was complaining, right?
Yeah.
So that means she seen the red flags and complained about it.
Yeah.
No, but she got a toolbox. She finna fix him.
She
but
thought
what-
that loving him, because sometimes
She finna
you
bob
think
the
love
build this
can
nigga.
heal, right? Like, you're like, you,
have a voice in here today? I was talking, wasn't
go ahead.
My-
God.
Go ahead, Vic.
Yeah, I'm not trying to yell. I'm not.
but you
about
too
it.
calm, Vic.
I know.
They trying to
You
build
telling
these
everybody
niggas.
to wake up.
But I've been trying to work on my little.
We don't want you to work on it.
I need to.
Mm.
But
They
this is
trying
what
to
I'm
build a
saying.
nigga.
But this is what I'm saying. You've seen the red flags, right? All we trying to say is acknowledge the red flags, address that shit. She seen the red flags in week 2, and you say she was talking to him for how long?
About a year.
And she saw it week 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she-
hold on. It piled on.
Hey, yo.
It piled on. It was
Look.
a lot of things.
She stayed a year, and week 2, she knew this ain't it.
Yeah, within
Oh, yeah,
4
she got a whole fucking toolbox out.
But hold on, can I say something?
No,
Hold
she
on, can I say
worried.
something?
Nah,
She
nah.
I
doesn't
wasn't
have a
trying to go down there,
mother.
bro.
She never had a mother, and she's
I don't
close
give a
like
fuck.
this to her
I don't
dad.
give a fuck about none of that. She nailing this nigga. She got the screwdriver out. She got planks ready. She got a fucking blueprint. This is the nigga I want. Fuck no. If you knew second week and you stayed a year, you thinking this nigga can be the nigga of my dreams if I do this.
I asked her why she was doing it, but everybody's motives is different.
No.
She got a great dad.
No.
Her dad was like an uncle to me.
No.
But she just no, because you sitting here acting like you know this woman personally.
Don't need to.
And you know what? She's not an unattractive woman at all. But she just figured that he wasn't
So
that
let-
bad.
so let me,
you
uh,
can
fix
make
him.
it work.
I can fix him.
You keep on saying the word fix, and it's not about fixing.
Yes, it is.
She wanted to make it work, and she wanted to make the
But what
relationship
is-
with him
what-
work
but-
because some people's relationships could be dysfunctional, but they'll be happy in their bullshit
I got a
because
question.
it's good for them.
Hold
It
on.
don't gotta be good for you.
I gotta
It's good
get
for
loud.
them.
I gotta get loud. Y'all gotta get loud.
Hey, I've
'Cause
been
nobody-
trying to myself. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's
Let,
Nigga switches on. Hold on. I'm finna talk.
Finally.
Like how you just said, right? You just said, what did you just say?
Oh.
She didn't want to fix it. She wanted to make her shit work.
No,
Her
she
shit was
wanted to
good
fix
for
it.
her.
So you say she didn't want to fix it, right? She didn't want to fix
She
it.
wanted to make her shit
She
work
wanted to
for
make it work.
her.
Hey,
She want to make it work for her, right? So she's fixing it for
Bullshit.
herself.
Yes.
Because
That's the problem.
that's still fixing.
She wanted to do something. I don't like that word. We keep using fixing. Basically,
Oh,
I'm
that's
just
what,
saying.
that's what it is. Because
No, that's
it was
what it
broken.
is.
Oh, that's what it is because it was broken at week 2. She didn't do
It
nothing about
been
it.
broke. It wasn't working. But this goes back to what I was saying. Stop looking for shit.
Hold on, hold
Stop
on.
looking.
You skipping over what I'm trying
Were
to
you
say.
looking when y'all got together?
Can you stop talking for a minute? You
Oh, I
skipping-
thought I was supposed to talk, man.
You skipping over what I'm trying to say, right? It was broken at week 2, right?
Yeah.
Stay together. So if something is
Or the first
broken,
month or whatever.
you're still talking. You're still talking.
No, I'm just saying, or the first
you're
month.
still talking. If something is broken and you trying to stick it out and do, what are you trying to do?
Trying to fix that shit.
So you telling me that it's not fixing? That don't make sense to me because she recognized that it was broken at week 2.
Okay, I don't want to play semantics with the wording. I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I want to
Can
be
I
more
take a poll? Anybody on that?
focused.
Yo, what the comments saying, Paul? No. Okay, well you speak, Paul.
Yeah.
They trying to
All
fix
right,
this shit.
all right. Hold on. So, go back. We talked about women's intuition. What is women's intuition? Is it feelings or is it knowledge and understanding? And
Both.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
say
a
both.
bullshit alarm.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
if it
wait.
doesn't make sense, it's
Okay,
not
so
making sense.
which one submits to the other? So we have 3 people in the room. One's name is knowledge, one's name is understanding, and one is emotions. Which one's who's the leader?
Say it again. Say it again.
Knowledge.
Understanding, and emotions. Who is the leader?
Knowledge.
Understanding.
Okay. Understanding. Because understanding is the knowledge.
You got to
Right.
comprehend to know it.
Or we can add somebody else in the room, wisdom, which is the
What she said is right.
Okay. So we got to know how to apply this knowledge and understanding to how we move, right?
P, they not though. They operate on that other boy in the room.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So that's not intuition.
But that's because, okay, not everybody moves on emotions. I'm a
Women
very,
do.
very logical person. I'm a woman last time I checked.
No, women don't. Women,
I didn't say that.
I
don't
don't
operate
move
off
on emotion. Okay,
Nah.
so can I say something? I was
Nah.
dating a guy for 2 years,
Nah.
and my instinct told me when I was back home, and we had a great relationship. He, like you, had a crush on me since we were kids. He told me he used to watch me. He told me all these things. He was like, because we grew up around the same neighborhood. I'm from Queens. So we wound up dating. Something told me my spidey senses was tingling. I'm leaving work one day. He like, I got the itis. I made spaghetti. I'm about to go to sleep. I'm like, I'm not jacking this. All of this time when you was going bowling.
please.
That means she ain't. She
I
ain't
don't-
with it.
yeah, I'm not-
She ain't with it. She ain't jacking that shit.
I'm just saying, like it wasn't setting right with me. So I'm talking to my best friend on the phone. Me and my best friend been friends since we were 7 years old. I'm telling her, I'm like, girl, something ain't right about this. So I went to the house and I looked in the window and his ex-wife was there naked on the edge of the couch. And I said, my gut feeling, I said my phone was about to die. I'm like, girl, I told you I was a
Nah,
fucking
it just
bucket.
sound like
I'm about to leave.
that's
Let me say,
not-
hold on. Let me say one thing.
I'm not deep in time.
That's first of all, that's not women intuition.
What is it?
He's a terrible
not.
fucking liar.
No, he wasn't.
I got fucking the
That's not intuition.
I'm
He
going
wasn't
to
a
sleep.
terrible liar.
Yeah,
I never got
nigga.
this feeling. Never got this feeling.
No, what you saw, you had knowledge based off experience with him. And once you saw an inconsistency, so what you had was understanding of his pattern. That's not intuition.
No, something I felt it inside me.
I got a
to
question.
address
I
that
got
here,
I got a question.
you
for the
said
women.
that
All I want is women to answer. Trent, hold your answer until they answer. And I'm not being an asshole. I want y'all to
I hope
tell
you
me-
are.
I want y'all to tell me what intuition is.
Intuition.
Hold on. Let me make my disclaimer. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I'm not saying there's no such thing as intuition. I just want a better understanding on what it is.
Okay, for me, I could say intuition is a knowing something without having absolute proof of something. It's like I could ask you a question, right? And then you give me an answer and I'm looking at you and my gut is just like, you're a fucking liar. And you could be telling me what the answer that you think I want to hear is.
Hold on.
That ain't it.
I want you to tell me what intuition is. not
It's
your
like
gut
magic,
feeling.
Vic.
Magic.
It's
Okay.
like God given
Shit.
sixth sense.
Hey, yo, what?
It's like another sense of
Jasmine.
knowing
Jasmine.
something without knowing.
She kind of defined it for me because
Magic?
that. No, I'm saying because
Like
based
the
on
aliens.
based on if I would have never left my house that night and found him, I would have never found.
But we
for
need
3
to
years.
know what it means.
But so what? That's my point.
'Cause
so
you don't feel
based
it. You don't
on,
know.
Based on what I'm trying to say is that what I had a gut feeling, and some just told
Feel
me
it
in
in
my
here.
mind and said, Jasmine, go drive to this house and see what is near. Like, see what's going on. Like, so that's what I did. And when I did that, look what I found.
Hold on.
Hold
But
on,
it's
That's
hold on,
how I
hold on.
felt,
Let
too.
her answer the
I was
question.
jacking it.
I'm trying to get understanding.
Irrational.
Can
All
you,
right.
can you tell me?
You
what
don't possess it, so you think.
Hold on. Can you tell me what intuition means to you?
I think intuition is really knowledge and emotion put together. I feel like it's a balance of the two. When you have the balance of the two, you feel, and you don't know why you don't know, like, logically. I think that's what they're saying. They're saying
Yeah.
like a mom. Okay.
Like a
If-
mom.
If I was
Feeling.
pregnant, I haven't had a kid yet. Why do I already know what to do? That's an instinct.
Yeah.
And so if a kid, if Vic kid or your kid, any of y'all kids was in here, I would naturally take to them in a motherly way. But that's an instinct. That's something I was born with. So what I think we were trying to say to you guys is, it may not sound right the way we're explaining it, but you're right. It's a pattern to
It's
his
because you
behavior.
can't empathize. You
Yeah.
don't know what the
You
fuck
can't-
that even means. Because you don't have those same feelings. You're not
Well, I
built the same way.
But I think men have their own intuition when it comes to danger. I
Right.
have brothers and I have 2 dads. I have a stepdad, and my brother or my dad can get up. I can be sitting down eating with them, and they be like, "Come on, let's go." I don't know why they saying that because I'm happy-go-lucky. I'm just eating, vibing, or whatever. But if I see my dad and my brother get up, I'm going to get up too. I'm not going to ask any questions because whatever instinctively or whatever intuition they're picking up, I'm going to follow to be safe because I trust them. But I'm just saying, I think that's what works with us. Some things, and I'm one of the women, I'm very logical myself. I had to learn how to trust my instinct because it wasn't
Yeah.
right.
as natural. So
Yeah.
now after I've been through so many situations when it comes to like,
It's
I wasn't even
different from
dating
intuition.
a narcissist before, but it was a whole situation. But anyway, with this dude, but now when I come across narcissistic people, they can say one little thing to me that throws me off, and I feel funny, and I don't want to fool with them no more. I
Right.
don't fool with that person. I can't tell you why I don't want to fool with that person. And one of my good friends, she dated a narcissist dude, had the same characteristics as a dude that we used to talk to back in the day or whatever. He said one word. Nobody in the room heard what he said but me. Right. He said one thing that was like just terrible, and I was just like, oh man, I don't fool with that dude no more. He didn't hear it. His sister didn't hear it. She didn't hear it. And I was like, I don't trust that dude. Later on, maybe like a couple of weeks later, not even a week later, all this bad stuff started rolling out with the dude. In that moment, I couldn't tell you why I had a bad feeling about that dude, except for a vibe he gave initially. Did not happen?
Yes, but this
That
is
was a
the,
pattern.
hold on. This is the thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where, so women coming at it from a different angle. Men come at it from a different angle. We all coming at it based on where we design. We design on logic first, thinking first. Women feel first, think later. But the only thing that makes your intuition successful is when you balance the two. But the leader is who
Logic.
in the household? Who's the leader in the household?
Logic.
Man or woman?
Man.
All right. The man represents what?
Logic.
All right. So logic should go first and tell emotions it's okay to come out.
But we not saying that it's not.
I still didn't get an answer to my question. So I was asking everybody, what does intuition mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gave me examples. I'm not asking for an
No,
example.
I said it's logic and emotion together.
But you went to intent. I'm not intent. What was the other one?
Instinct.
Instinct. I didn't ask about instinct. I was asking about.
You don't think instinct and
No, when women say it's not the same. Because I say intuition, like she said, it was magic. I'm not saying that it's not a thing. I'm just saying I want to know what it is.
What is the definition?
Because in the definition, it say the ability to understand something immediately without a need for conscious reasoning, right?
Right.
And those
So-
are the examples that we
That's-
gave.
no,
That's what
exactly
it
what I
is.
No,
said.
it didn't, because you
There's
said
no
I
proof.
asked you what it was. You said it's magic.
No, that's not all I said, Vic. I said it's something with understanding
No,
without even having proof. You
But
just
gave,
know.
You gave me an example. I'm asking for a definition. I'm trying to understand, and you giving me an example. It's not giving me the definition. If that makes sense.
I said it's knowing without having proof that you just know. You don't even need facts.
So,
You
how
like
did- so my next question is, how do you know?
it's instinctual. It's like I told you, it's up in here. You feel something. You feel something up inside.
It's an understanding.
No. I'm gonna let
And you
finish.
be
I'm
like,
gonna let
this
finish.
just don't feel right. Like he said, when
I'm
you
trying
get
to- I'm
angry
finna
and it's
wrap-
like a
I'm
red
finna put
flag
a
inside
nice-
of you with your
I'm
daughters.
gonna put a nice little bow tie on it, right? So I asked you what that meant because all it is that you recognizing that person, you knowing this person, and when that person step out of that character or out of that routine, you notice that.
Can I tell you something? My instinct is kicked in with strangers.
All I hear,
Literally people that I don't know.
all I hear is pattern, bro. That's what I hear. Because what you said was, when you heard him speak, you initially registered with something you had previously heard somebody else say.
So what is
all
intuition?
you doing is pattern. Is he said the same thing this person said, and when that person said it, this happened. So all that shit is just thank you. Yeah,
So
No,
intuition
like,
is
no.
experience. It's based on
that's all I'm
experience.
using
But-
is experience.
but
bro.
the thing about it is
I've dealt with this
experience is
before.
understanding.
I know what it feel like.
That's
So-
understanding something.
But I'm saying, but y'all try to make it sound like this mystic
I
power
didn't say that.
everybody
Yes, it
isn't
is. I didn't
using.
say that. I
Like
didn't say
men
that.
is using.
I didn't
She
say
said
that.
it was magic.
I didn't say
She
that.
said
I didn't say
it was
that.
magic.
I didn't
You know
say
what I'm
that. So listen,
I want
listen
y'all to stop
to
calling it
her.
women's intuition
No.
and just call it
But that's not
understanding.
in my situation.
That's not-
like we just understand. As
In my
people,
situation,
we
that's
understand
not
patterns.
true because
Like
I've
15
never
minutes, I keep
went through
moving.
that. So how would I know?
But I
when
bet-
my
but I bet the
intuition
next-
came
but
and
I
made
bet-
me drive down the street, how would I know if I've never so that I didn't have experience
But the next
of that?
But your thing was his shit wasn't adding up. That's what women do. They say I have women intuition when just the nigga they fucking with, that shit not adding. That shit 2 + 2 ain't 4 in it. You see
Okay,
what I'm
but
saying?
I feel
Your
like
math
everybody-
ain't- your math ain't mathing. And
Yeah, I
didn't
because-
say
and
women
because-
didn't have
because his math
intuition.
his math wasn't mathing. This nigga told you it was a trap house, and you like, this nigga don't sell drugs. That don't make sense. You immediately was like, I'm finna go over there because that shit don't sound right. But now because you've had evidence of what it looked like, the next time you see it, it's not intuition. Oh, that nigga full of shit. I've seen this before. Like,
You know
come
what? I
on,
feel
man.
like
That's all
this
I'm
conversation
saying.
is unfair.
So basic-
I feel like it's unfair because you guys, of course, are listening to women talk, and what she described was understanding. When he read the dictionary term, it said understanding. When I talked, I said that emotion and logic equals understanding. That's what Vic said. So I'm just saying it in a logical way. These sisters said it based off of their personal experience they had. So yeah, it went cut and dry, but I said it cut and dry.
Yeah.
So I
It's
feel
the
like it
same
would be.
thing.
I feel like it
But
would be unfair.
Let me get what I was trying to get at, right? I don't know where he at. I don't know what we at on the car. I don't know if I'm in the car yet. But
What? You definitely supposed to be in this car.
I'm in the car, but I'm not in the car. I'm outside. You going up like the reason I say that is because I get what he's saying. We trying to show you the game, right? We trying to show you all this shit. And when y'all say intuition, my disagreement with it is when you say magical, right? Because it's not magical.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as magic. I'm just gonna say that. If you go to a magic show, it's all smoke and illusions, right? So if you say magical, that don't sit right with me. It has to make sense. It's just like when you in high school, you do a math problem, you got to show your work how you got to this problem, right? So you working it out in your mind because off of experiences and off of learned behavior and all that. She didn't have that, so she took it upon herself like, okay, this didn't add up. Let me go check. Now you know. That's what I'm trying to get at. I don't want y'all to just be like, okay, it's just this, it's just that.
I don't say that.
I want to teach. I got a little sister and I got a little girl. I want to teach that you need to pay attention and look at the bullshit, look at the flags, and then call that shit out. That's what I'm saying. I don't want people to be
So
like,
what
oh,
happens
magic.
when you call it out? Because I called it out. So what happens when your little girl gets a man that's a bullshitter that she loves, and she see
She
the
should
red
stop loving
flags?
bullshit niggas.
Okay,
Hold on, let
but
me
she
listen.
see the red flags, and she like, but baby, like, well, oh baby, you know, blah 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 blah. Okay. And it makes sense because every time you see the nigga, he on his phone, work calling on his phone. Okay, he always at work, he always dirty, a country boy. So it's like, okay, I'm like, okay, and it don't feel, you know, but I don't have no proof. I love him, but he's still coming around.
I'm
But
sure
it's
you
like, so what happens when you still address it? You see the red flags. I didn't push them on the rug. I addressed them, but I can't help when I address something if I don't get the honest answer behind it. Now, I am naive for,
Let me say something.
and I can't say I am naive, but I can't help that for 3 years, I've asked the question, I've addressed it every time, and the answers were always, they always sounded
But
good.
your
But I
answer
didn't
was
have
never,
proof.
I'm done.
Okay.
Your answer was never, I'm done.
So this, hold on.
Well, how can I be?
She
but
asked
how,
me a question.
Yeah,
nigga. Why
but
you
how?
ain't the
Okay,
goddamn question,
Go
nigga?
ahead.
and this may be
Ooh,
a
y'all,
very,
please let me
God.
talk. Let
this
me
may
talk.
be-
Please.
This may be a very surface level answer, but how can I be done if I don't have any proof, physical proof, that something is wrong? It took me up to 2022 to see the physical proof.
Let me.
But how would I know? It's, I mean, that's surface level.
First off, I'm gonna answer the question you asked me. If my little girl come to me and say this, whatever, first I'm gonna feel like I failed as a parent because I should have led by example.
Oh wow,
little
okay,
girls-
that hurts my feelings.
No, I'm not. I'm just telling you how I would feel because I'm gonna try to show her what to go look for or what not to look for. You know what I'm saying? She got brothers too, so they gonna be, you know, if not a mirror of me, they're gonna be their own man, but they should be upstanding men, right? So flip that again. When you said, how would you know? Oh God, I forgot that much because y'all was
How would you
arguing and
know?
shit. But take me for example. What happened with me? A man will make time and do things for what he wants. So if a man really is in tune, and you say, like me for example, my old lady, fuck it, I was selling dope. She was like, I don't want you doing this shit. Stop. That's all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? Because I see that puts stress on you. You don't know if I'm making a home or whatever the fuck. I mean, I wasn't doing no heroin. Then I wasn't selling nothing like that. But it's just like the little shit I was doing. Okay, I'm gonna put that down because I want this to move. So it's gonna have to be give and take. It's not gonna be always take.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if even if you've seen the red flags and you asked him about this or whatever, and he didn't make an effort to prove to you anything, that should be another red flag. I brought this red flag to him, and he didn't do nothing with it. He just brushed it off. A man that's with you, y'all in tune, y'all together. When you married, that's you and her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, baby, don't like this. I need to do something about it. Right?
Okay, I agree with you. I agree, and I just go back to me about the naive, and I agree with everything you're saying. I still have a valid point, and to your credit, like I agree with you. But at that point, when it came to the red flags, and I addressed them, but like to your point, when he still didn't make the effort to prove it, even though I was getting a good answer. But that's right, because he was telling me, but he wasn't showing the action.
Yeah.
It was the action. He was giving me the verbal, but it was no action behind it. I
See,
couldn't
but-
differentiate like the difference because I was hurting.
But that's
But see, you know now though, right?
I'm
So it wasn't
gonna
wasted.
make this statement.
Yeah,
that was
it
nothing.
wasn't
That was nothing
wasted.
towards you.
Exactly.
Just be 100 with you because he was telling the ill what they wanted to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he was just giving you the game. He was just doing that was nothing. So don't feel like, oh, I did this and I did that. You seen red flags. You did your best you could at that time to address them because you didn't see them before. You ain't know nothing about it.
Right.
Now I bet you on your life that shit ain't gonna ever happen again, is it?
Never.
Yeah.
Never, nigga.
and then that's gonna come back to what we was talking about, intuition. A lot of women that have this magical intuition,
Shit that
been
doesn't
through-
exist. But
They've been through a
shit.
lot of shit. They've been through a lot of shit, and they can pick up on the bullshit. So just how you went through that, another nigga beat you with, and be like, oh yeah, I'm at the trap house and all this shit. Nigga don't sell dope. He ain't flashy, nothing like that. You like this nigga bullshitting.
And to
They
add,
want
And
they wanna
intuition
show you
does
the trap
exist.
house.
No,
And to add-
no,
Women
hold
don't
on.
have it for like they.
They
I say
want-
intu- I didn't say
They gonna at least want to give you a
I didn't say
tour.
intuition
Right,
didn't
baby,
exist.
come on.
I
I'm
just
telling
said it's
you.
not magical.
I'm telling you,
hey,
it
and
does.
to add to that shit, when you hear your grandmama and she ain't even been in your relationship. You bring the dude by, and then he leave, and then you go and sit with your grandma, and you like, what you think? And she say something not even known the dude, but she's saying based off of the experience and all the stuff she's seen, all the dudes she's seen, all the patterns she's seen. This is all experience and evidence on what, okay, this is now attributing to this dude and how he moving. So that intuition is only as strong as your understanding, and your understanding is only as strong as your experience that you've gone through and what you've learned.
All of those are great points. There's some shit that I wanted to say, but we're not gonna say it. We've actually went over our time. You know what I'm saying? The man behind the camera has asked me to wrap it up 4 times. So this has been another episode of Hypoghettocally Speaking. I'll let everybody say their tags and we'll get out of here.
Hey, man. Say, man. It's your president speaking. Vic for president. Polls are open.
This is Reese oh yeah on Instagram.
Reese what?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This is Jasmine, Miss Texas Beauty, MS_Texas Beauty.
And this is Philosophical P. My IJ is my tag.
And this is Megan Lynn Love 7.
And AOB.
Hey, we need y'all to hit these comments
So
up.
we'll see y'all next week. When these cameras go off, I'm not done, but we're done tonight. When we'll see y'all next week.